Josh, tell me what? What?
So for some reason, like I really like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
I did too.
So it's like that music from the old sitcoms they used to do.
Sorry, I'm eating something. Correct. So guys, your first impression of a music you've never heard before, when you're listening to Dixieland, you're like, oh, this is Tom and Jerry music, you know?
Mm.
It's from the, did you say the sitcom?
Yeah, so like the old sitcoms they used to have.
So like Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Jack, shut up.
And also they had like that type of music in like Fuller House and that stuff. No, not Fuller House, Full House.
Cool. Okay. So guys, obviously you've heard music like this, you know, all over the place. They would have been used in soundtracks. Remember we said that like when you hear Dixieland music, it sounds dated. This is also dated music. It comes from the 30s and 40s. So to get a dated feel in the soundtrack, you know, you may put this in there, or to resemble a certain era or something like that.
So
Huh?
you hear me, so
Yes, I can, Tobin.
okay, cool. Fixed it.
Do you have a remark
No,
to
not really.
make about swing? Okay, so cool, guys. Explain to me the difference between what you're hearing in Glenn Miller's In the Mood and what you're explaining in Dixieland. What's the difference? What are you hearing? What instrumentation, feel, sound,
More
the words?
full and big because it's big band swing.
Yeah, so there's like a full brass section.
Yeah.
It's not just like a trumpet and a saxophone. There's much more.
So
Okay.
there's also singing in this.
Not in this one. In the other one, there's singing.
Not in this one, but in the other one, Steph, in Chattanooga Choo Choo, there is, yeah. So you didn't re-listen, obviously. Michael, did you say more soul?
No, so it's like it sounds more full because there's.
Oh, full. Okay, cool.
So it just
Yes, it sounds fuller than Dixieland. Okay, yeah. So Jack
So
is
what I've
right.
noticed with the,
Sorry, what?
no, I was just saying what I noticed with the big band swing. I might be wrong, but I kind of feel like there was less like this crazy improvisation over other people doing the same thing. It was more like a collective harmony, kind of just.
Okay, very, very good, Tobin. So that's the difference between polyphony and homophony. Okay, so polyphony is that thing where you hear those, it's almost melody against melody, and everybody's playing at the same time, like in collective improvisation. That is a trait of Dixieland music or New Orleans style. But in big band swing, it's not. It's homophonic, which basically means that you've got a supporting chord basis and a melody. Except that Jack is right in the sense that this is a bigger band, and here you have sections of players. So you've got a section of trumpet players. You can have up to 5 trumpet players. You can have up to 5 saxes. You can have up to 5 trombones. So that's 15 people. And then you have a rhythm section, piano, bass, drums, guitar. That's another 4 people. Okay, so that's 19 players. And then in the next piece, you can listen to Chattanooga Choo Choo. They have a vocal ensemble. So these bands could go right up to 25 people, depending on what they threw in there. And that is why it is called the big band era. Okay, the big band swing era. Okay, where does the swing come from? You'll notice that one of the elements, hang on, let me just finish what I'm saying. You'll notice that one of the elements, were you going to answer my question? Where does the swing come from? Michael?
Never mind.
Okay, where does the swing come from? Swing refers to the rhythm. So for it to be jazz, rhythmically, it must be swung. Ba ba da ba do ba do do dee do do da. That's a swing rhythm, as opposed to a straight rhythm. Da 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 da. Can you hear the difference? Okay, so there's a bit of a lilt on that rhythm, on the straight rhythm, and then a bias towards the second note. Ba da 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 do 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 do. Can you hear that? Okay, so in the Dixieland, that swing rhythm is very jagged. Or like like when the Saints go marching in, common Dixieland song. and it's a bit more jagged, it's a bit more corny. And when I was in Cape Town, they used to say it swings like a brick. So in other words, it's got a heavier swing feel. Whereas in big band jazz, it's a smooth, lighter, more relaxed swing feel. That's what's called big band jazz or big band swing era. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, cool, guys. So what are you hearing? What's different to Dixieland? Okay, what's different in the melody, in the improvisation? Yeah, can you give me a few insights? Yeah, but I should be with you. I want to ask Maria. I have to go with you. But I have to finish. Sorry, guys, just 1 second. I have to finish this lesson. Okay. So if you come back in half an hour, my sweet, I'll go up with you. Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Insights. Tell me what's happening with these sections. So you got a section of trumpets, a section of saxes. Are they all playing together? They play different times. What?
So is it not like question answer? So
very good. Call and response or question and answer. So you've got section against section. You've got 4 or 5 saxes against 4 or 5 trumpets. Very often the saxes take the melody and then the trumpets do a response to that. Or they play a fragment of a melody and then there's an answer statement to the fragment that's also a fragment of a melody answering that. So that's a common trait in jazz, call and response. Okay, guys, you're hearing one of the biggest traits in swing is arrangement. People are sitting in a big band doing what? In a Dixieland, okay, you have, say it again, drinking.
Well, yes, but they have to play music, so.
Most possibly. Okay, no, but Dixieland guys are standing playing, and big band guys are sitting doing what? Obviously, you don't have a lot of experience, but if you see a big...
sight reading.
They are sight reading, correct. Correct, these guys are reading the music. Okay, but why are they reading the music? Why?
Because they're too lazy to learn it beforehand, sir.
Okay, so Michael, put yourself in their shoes. If you had to learn a big band arrangement on saxophone.
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
And you had 3 sets of music and 3 sets of 40 minutes a set, and it was 10 tunes a set.
So it might be quite confusing to learn because if you're playing with a full band and you're just learning your part, it might not sound what it's going to sound like with the entire band. So it's easier to just practice when you're with the band.
Correct. So guys, this could be written in 4-part jazz harmony or 3-part jazz harmony. Some of the parts double up, right? Now you've got to play that specific harmony in your section. When the trumpets have got a section, you've got to play specific harmony in your section. Now we've got, up to 20 players playing different parts. How do you remember that? You have to write it down. So that's a huge characteristic. A huge characteristic. That's one of the characteristics, but a very important characteristic of big band is that it was arranged, guys. It was written down. It was the arranger's dream to sit down with this massive, the jazz arranger's dream, to sit down with this massive band and write all these parts out. In Dixieland, you just had 3 horns up front, okay? And they were improvising. They're all improvising. Even the trumpet was improvising the melody, okay? Does that make sense? And that's why it has also such a lush sound, such a full sound going on. Okay. Okay, what else can I tell you about the big band era? I'll tell you what, let's listen to the next track, Chattanooga Choo Choo. Okay, now what you're going to notice, guys, that after the head statement, okay, they're going to go into a vocal arrangement. And in fact, the vocal arrangement in this is set up similarly to a section of trumpets or saxes. There are lots of harmonies that the singers are singing. There is a lead singer, but then they're backing singers as well. So now they've added another 4 or 5 people.
So it says that there's a problem when you try to play it.
Sorry?
It says that there is a problem when you try to play it.
Okay, Josh, who's having a problem? Only Josh.
Me, sir. It just
Who
says I
else?
can't play.
Who
Totally,
else?
sir.
And me, sir.
And Carter, Douglas. Okay, guys, will the
And-
three of you? Okay, will the three of you jump onto YouTube and putting Chattanooga Choo Choo? I think it's by Glenn Miller.
So
or
what?
just
So what jazz do you think the? No, talk first.
eh?
You can speak first. So
No. I think it's Glenn Miller, but if you just put in Chattanooga Choo Choo Big Band Jazz, it'll come up. Steph?
Yeah, I got it.
so you know the Moss Isley Cantina theme.
Yes.
What jazz would you say that's based off?
Dixieland.
Really?
Dixieland Jazz, yeah.
Oh,
Dixieland Jazz.
okay.
Yeah, guys, before you go onto the song, listen to this fascinating story. So the guy who started EDM, his name is Giorgio Moroder. Okay, he had an electronic dance track that he made up called "I Feel Love," and he got a woman called Donna Summer to sing it in 1977. Became a big hit. Okay, Giorgio Moroder saw the first Star Wars in 1977. A New Hope. It's Episode 4. Right. He saw it. And he heard the music in the cantina bar, right? And he said, that's not the music of the future. That's Dixieland music. So he said, I am going to write the music of the future. So he went back into his studio. He created the whole track. It's 1977. Nobody had done this yet. Created the whole track. Did the drums himself. Did the things. Did these weird scoops on the keyboard and everything. And guess what? It became EDM. It became house. That became trance, that became drum and bass, that became techno. Sorry, that didn't become techno, but basically techno, house, drum and bass, all developed out of that idea that music could become electronic. So Giorgio Moroder said, no, I'm going to create the music of the future. And he did. Simple as that.
Or made EDM. That's great.
Eh? Say again?
Or made EDM. The Moss Isley Cantina song made EDM.
Yeah, exactly. So John Williams, who's this genius composer, actually just went, instead of going forward, he went backwards. He said, these are